In this video, we are going to go ahead and install CentOS onto a virtual machine from the content library and with a desktop interface. You can start by downloading CentOS from centos.org/download. Once you have that downloaded, it should show up in your download folder. We'll get it added to the content library from vSphere. The drop-down menu and content libraries. We will select our content library from actions and import items. Select local file, upload file, and you should find your CentOS installer. In our case, I have already imported the CentOS ISO into my content library. Coming back to the main section, we'll go to VMs and templates. You'll select actions on your VM, edit settings, and you should, under DVD, CD drive, select content library ISO file. If you expand this, you should be able to browse to which ISO that you would like to use. You'll hit OK on this window, OK on this window, and you can start up that virtual machine. We'll go ahead and put this in full screen mode. I for install and enter. I'll have you select enter again to begin the installation process. This will be unpacking the ISO in order to begin the installation. Once that's complete, it'll have you select your language and hit continue. First thing we want to do on this screen is select which disk we would like the image to be installed on. In this case, we're going to select the first smaller drive here, hit done. The next thing I like to do is set up the Ethernet connection. We'll select the Ethernet adapter from the list, hit configure, and head over to IPv4. We will go ahead and manually configure this so it makes it easier to find later. Put in the IP address, subnet mask, and then your default gateway. Enter in your DNS server, and I would recommend, if you are not using IPv6 in your environment, to just go ahead and disable that, select save, and enter in the host name with the domain name of this machine. And hit apply. Once you're done with that, you can select done. Then we will come up to software in order to install a desktop interface. My favorite is Gnome, and selecting the Gnome applications. Hit done. It'll do a software check for dependencies. Once that's complete, we will be able to begin the installation. Alright, after those dependencies have been checked, you can select begin installation. You'll want to go ahead and set up your root password. And your user. I will set it up to be me. I'll want to go ahead and make that an administrator. And configure the password. Under the advanced settings, you do have the option to change where your home directory is, or if you have user and group IDs. In this case, I don't need to change any of this information. So we'll go ahead and hit done, and we'll watch the install complete. Once the installation is complete, it'll ask us to go ahead and reboot. Next process here is it's going to ask you to accept the license agreement, hit done, and finish your configuration. If everything was done right, you should be able to sign in with that user account. First thing it's going to confirm with you is your language, what type of keyboard you're using, and about your privacy settings. We will completely skip setting up the cloud for now and start using CentOS. Now, as you can see here, it has a lot in the look and feel of an old style Mac when you have your access to almost your start menu view with all of your applications, your power settings, date and time over to your top right, and when you open applications they will populate at the bottom of your screen.